Yo, what's good, everybody? Joey JayPing here, checking in live, man. RespectMyRegion.com. Back on another episode of the RMR Podcast. Today's episode is the 115th official episode. And today, guys, we've got a very special partner, sponsor, guest, all in one today. We've got Elijah Cleary in the building. He's a client success manager over there at Seedless Media, which Seedless is also the sponsor of our podcast network, y'all. So this is a big opportunity for y'all to learn both about Elijah and also about what it means to cultivate, craft, and do marketing that all leads towards success and growth. So, Elijah, welcome. How are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Joey. Thank you for the awesome intro. Excited to be here for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. It's a pleasure. Normally we reserve these episodes for the CEO of Seedless
Yeah,
Media, Steve Knapp, my guy. But
yeah,
today he felt it was incredibly important for you to get a little bit of not only just limelight, but also too for your perspective and processes to be shared with the people because I don't know what it is about you guys, but I don't feel like you guys are reinventing the wheel. You just do
yeah.
great work. You communicate, you're
Sir.
transparent, and you follow the data, right? And
Exactly.
so today we're going to talk about a variety of things, but the
Yeah,
episode, right, Elijah, was curated by you.
yeah,
We gave you the opportunity with Steve and Seedless today to kind of craft your own story for the episode. And so today we're going to talk about enhancing white glove services, right, for the cannabis industry and what that really means from a marketing perspective.
yes, sir. Cool. I'm
Dope.
looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to getting into it for sure. So if you guys see me glancing over, I just had a couple notes that I'm looking at while we're talking. But kind of really like where I would like to start is here at Seedless Media, we're not account managers, we're client success managers. So
Yep.
that is a huge difference there. We're not just focusing on tasking, we're really helping our clients strategize and reach the goals that they want to reach. So I just want to start there by saying that, and then give a little bit about the role of client success manager. So, and my job is what we believe is that cannabis businesses they face unique challenges, right? So in those type of environments, it's important that you align customer service with these challenges. Is key for success for both our businesses and our
Yep.
client businesses. So what that means is the challenges that we face in the cannabis industry is unique from any other industry. So that with that being said, our customer service has to be top tier at all times. So I thought that would be a great place to start. Want to see if you had any thoughts around that, Joey.
No, absolutely. For me, people, let's just be transparent. People talk
Yeah.
about delivering premier customer service. They talk about, being available and accessible. They talk about growing revenue. And there's not a lot of details that go into that. It's the classic, I pay for this guy. He does this stuff. This is what I get. I don't really know what's going on, right?
Right.
So in your
Exactly.
guys' world, as you said, you guys are not necessarily redefining, but you're really intentionally focusing and honing in on that statement you provided, which is truly customer success management. It's not just
Mhm.
tasks. It's creating
Exactly.
a culture. It's that accessibility. It's
Mhm.
providing insights and perspectives versus just, yep, sorry, Joey, I don't have an answer for that. But I did finish this task and I finished the things
Yeah.
that we owe you this month, right?
Exactly.
It's a whole different world. And so, talk to me a little bit about you first, Elijah, and
Mhm.
what is the life of Elijah, the customer
Yeah.
slash client success manager? Because I feel like that helps paint a truer picture versus just telling us, yeah, man, we're great at customer service. We pick up the phone, we answer the DMs, we got to chat, all that stuff. Like, what
Yeah.
does it really look like when you're delivering customer
Yeah, for
success?
sure. So how it would start is, I'll walk everyone through it. So how it would start is, let's say you go through our sales team, you go through the sales process, and you're onboarded. So after that, we would spend your first onboarding call will be about, let's say, an hour, and we would really take a deep dive. Before then, I would have done some research around your company background, finding out as much information as I possibly could. And then on our onboarding call, we would spend a whole hour talking about the services that you just purchased and also areas that I recommend and where I want to see us going. So that's kind of how we already start off by getting us in the mind frame of strategy. Not only we're going to focus on what you signed up for, we're also going to give you recommendations on other areas. We really want to create what's called an omni-channel marketing approach.
Yep.
And what I mean by that is using all the marketing services such as email, text message, SEO, programmatic display, PPC, bringing all those together as one marketing channel approach. So that's where we would start there. And then what you can expect is we usually have a 2-week onboarding process. After we have our initial onboarding call, we'll get everything set up depending on what service you signed up for. And then how it will work after that is you can expect it will be weekly check-ins with me, calling you at least once a week, letting you know what I've worked on for the week, also providing you with recommendations. And then we also have our most important call every month, which is a review call. So we spend 30 minutes, depending on how many services you're on. The more services, obviously, the more time we'll have to spend together. But you'll get 30 minutes and we'll do a review call so I can review everything that we have completed in the past month. And then we're going to strategize on how we can enhance what I did last month to drive more traffic and drive more revenue to your brand. So that's kind of what you can expect. We provide credentials to all of our dashboards so you can log in at any time to see the data. We're completely transparent. We don't run away from questions. We encourage questions. We want to any questions that you may have, we encourage that you ask. We don't want to run from those. We like to be completely 100% transparent.
I think that when I hear the different details that go into your full service of what you're offering, I can't help but read between the lines and think okay, this guy comes prepared multiple times to multiple meetings doing analysis and research, both performative and competitive, both regional and, again, performance based. And I think that having both of those perspectives ahead of time as you go into it saves time, allows the money to go farther, and allows for a little bit of creativity if there's wiggle room, right?
Yes,
Sometimes these data-driven campaigns, there actually isn't room for wiggle room when it comes to creativity. It's follow the data. This is the budget. This is what works, right? And you kind of have to stay within those. I'll call it, the bowling bumpers, if you would, because that's what keeps it safe and makes the money go. But you think about more data and more analysis before you get in these meetings, and it just, again, it provides for more of the people's potential creativity and their, what maybe they're great at to really shine. Some of these dispensaries bring some stuff to the table, but they don't have the team to bring it to life, to really help amplify it, right? To really help something truly perform greater than just maybe one ad or one post, right?
Yes, exactly. That's definitely where we jump in at. And then all of our strategies that we do are completely customized to your campaign. So we would never do like a blanket strategy, like, oh, we see this works every single time. Like, we do have an idea of what works every single time, but each situation is always going to be different. So everyone's always going to be getting a customized strategy when you come over here. So you don't have to worry about the term for it is shotgun marketing. We don't practice that here. We establish ourselves as an expert based on our case studies and what we've seen in the past. And then, like I said, every single strategy that you get is going to be completely customizable.
Yeah, see, and even then, going back, customizable, right? Being able to leverage the performance, the data on the go, day to day, week to week, even within hours of each other, depending on a text message can be very reactive and be quite volatile or be quite velocity driven early on versus later. There's all these times to really optimize it from there. I find that super valuable. What do you enjoy most about all this, Elijah? You mentioned a little bit offline, right? We, RMR and you had previously connected a number of years back. Now, after you get into cannabis, get into marketing, now you're the senior customer success manager for Seedless. What do you enjoy most about helping people win at their business? Is there one thing? Is there one category? Is it a style? Help us understand you a little bit more.
I'd say my favorite part is really being able to, number one, be able to help people. When I talk to my clients, I talk to them like it's my own business, that I really care, because I know that they treat that business like their baby, and that's how I want to treat it too. So number one, just being able to help people, seeing the smile on their faces when that revenue is getting driven in, seeing their brand in a different light that they've never seen it in, somebody able to bring it to life. So that's one of my favorite parts. And then also I would have to say, secondly, is, we're in the cannabis industry. I don't have much to, complain about when it comes to that, man. I get to be around cannabis in a very professional manner and really helping these businesses succeed, especially when the odds are against them a lot of times. So
Yeah.
really like helping those underdogs win, and also if you on the top, helping you succeed even more as well.
So focusing on that one, you have a
Yeah.
passion for helping people win. In business,
Yeah.
winning typically defined by revenue.
Yes.
How do customer success managers with Seedless and with you, what is it that you guys do to grow revenue? How does the concept of growing revenue with a business happen thanks to you and your customer service team, your customer success team?
Yeah, good, great question. And I'll just circle back to it. All starts with strategy. So we obviously, as a client success managers, we play a pivotal role in increasing revenue. And the way that we do that is nurturing relationships, and we do that through a well executed strategy that can boost both customer lifetime value and average order value.
And we're going to talk about the customer lifetime value here shortly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we'll be getting into that a little bit later on. But by creating those tailored experiences, you can forever meet the evolving needs of customers. So, like I said, that customized strategy, and then we come up with executed strategies that can be, great for, as we're going to get into later, customer lifetime value and average order value. So that's how a little bit about how we drive revenue, is just by providing those, like I said, though, I keep on hitting on that customized strategies. And then, like I said, we teach, we try to teach and project how to nurture relationships, because how we nurture our relationships with our clients can be a direct reflection of how they're going to nurture their relationships with the customers that come into those stores. So we always provide education. That's another way that we help drive revenue as well. So
Cultivating these seeds, baby. You
yes,
got to plant
exactly,
seeds of relationship building, plant seeds
exactly.
for culture, plant seeds for ultimately growth.
Yes,
The
sir.
classic, you got to speak it into existence, right?
Exactly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So for sure. So, that's definitely what we like to lean on. And of course, like we mentioned earlier, we always lean on the data too. The data can tell us a lot, but we also need that qualitative information that we get from our clients. Hey, what are you seeing on the ground? Just because the data is saying this, but what are you seeing? What's coming through your doors? Tell us a little bit more about you and what makes you passionate about your business. So those are all ways that we, use qualitative, data to, help tailor these campaigns for success, for sure.
Tailoring campaigns for success makes me think about things like customer lifetime value, basket size,
Yes.
frequency of order,
Yes, sir.
segmentation. Guys, we're helping you guys out with a variety of articles, and some of the topics are around demographics,
Mhm.
segmentation, truly understanding your customer. And one of
Yes.
these areas of understanding your customer is what we were just alluding to a moment ago, this customer lifetime value. Now,
Yes.
when we're talking marketing for retailers, let's
Mhm.
remove ourselves as a marketing agency. We're not talking
Yes.
about the lifetime value of retailers and them being our client. We're talking
Mhm.
customer lifetime value of people that buy weed from
Exactly.
dispensaries, from retailers, from delivery services, from direct to consumer situations, right?
Exactly.
Things like that. And so
Mhm.
help people understand, what is customer lifetime value? What does it have to do with cannabis retail?
Yeah.
And how do you ultimately grow revenue based on some of those data points?
Yeah, for sure. So I have a really simple equation for everybody. It's really super simple to memorize. So customer lifetime value is just your average order value, so your AOV, times frequency of order. So how many times are they ordering? Times average customer lifespan. So taking a little deeper dive into that, let's just say, for example, and we'll keep it real simple since we don't have calculators in front of us, but let's just say we got somebody new into our marketing funnel. Let's say you signed up just for our SEO services. We'll keep it that simple. SEO services. You signed up. They found you through a Google organic search, and let's say they placed an order. Let's say they placed an order for $100. They placed an order
You're
for
saying a guest of a customer
$100.
found the dispensary through just a dispensary near me search. I'm in
Yes,
Houston,
exactly.
so I just searched dispensary near me. There's only
Yep.
three in the state of Texas, so it's only,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not here in
Yeah.
Houston. But
Yep.
I found one, and that
Yeah.
dispensary, the three in California, the three in Texas here, they work with you guys hypothetically.
Yeah.
And so,
Hypothetically.
okay,
Yep. They click on it that way. They place an order. Now, let's say that
And a
they
$100 order.
$100 order, exactly. And then let's say they place that order once a week. They're spending $100 a week. So that's 4
400.
weeks. That's 400. Yeah, that's $400 a month. Now, what's 12 times 4? 12 times
4,800.
Yes, exactly. So that is, and obviously these numbers will be, a lot larger than this one.
But that's pretty accurate. Someone
But
gets
yeah,
paid every Friday. They're going to go buy weed, $100 worth of weed that lasts them for the week. That's pretty standard.
exactly. So if you multiply, you're spending 400, 12 times 4. So that is what, $4,800 a year off that one customer that we were able to drive through our SEO campaign that you may, whatever your budget was. So we have to get businesses to start thinking about that customer lifetime value. How much is this customer worth? And if I stop marketing to them, how much is it going to cost me to get them back in that funnel? That's a lot of things that
Yeah,
people,
and not only that, but typically that person who's shopping and if that individual did a search on their own, made a
Mhm.
selection on their own, psychologically they're so far down the path that now they're spending that $5,000 with somebody else already.
Yes,
You
exactly.
sneezed and stopped for a month, they went somewhere else, and
Exactly.
$400 at least is now given to
Exactly.
a different company.
Exactly, and that company just took your food right out of your mouth. So that's
Apparently.
a good example of why it's so important to always remain in front of your customers. A lot of times we get a lot of people think, hey, I don't want to annoy my customers. I don't want to I don't want to annoy them. But we always tell them, if someone signs, let's say if you have like a pop up on your website, like a email pop up or a phone number sign up, and they take the time to put their email or their phone number in there, they want to hear from you. They want to hear from you. They want to hear what your brand has to offer. That's a value. That's very valuable data. And everyone in this climate will understand how valuable that data is. And by them giving that to you, that's a signifier saying, hey, I want to be loyal to your brand. I like your brand. I want to hear from you. So it's important to always remain in front of your customers for sure.
So a big part, because this is in part, this is I think section 2 or 3 here on the
Mhm.
presentation for today for this
Yeah.
conversation. When it
Yep.
comes to white glove services, right? You can
Yes,
be
sir.
available, you can be accessible, you can have the data to the table. But when we're talking enhanced white
Yes.
glove, it's not
Yep.
just showing up and being prepared, it's taking it to that next level. And one of the ways you guys take it to that next level is by putting a priority on understanding customer lifetime value. I'm going to quote Fat Joe, and I hope you enjoy
Yeah.
this. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yes,
So
sir.
you mentioned about the cost of reacquiring that customer. Part of a customer lifetime value is
Mhm.
this: you have to acquire that customer in the first place. So there's a
Exactly.
cost that goes into it. It's marketing, it's staff, it's education, it's
Yes.
promos and BOGOs and all these discounts and deals that run, right? And
Exactly.
so if you already don't know those numbers very tight, it's a tough place to be in for your business. And that's where, if
Exactly.
you can really work with a group of people such as you guys that don't
Mhm.
just provide the minimum, but provide a white glove level, we're going to call that a hand holding
Yeah.
level. But this
Yeah.
enhanced value add is that there are people like you that work with people like us who also work with our homies over at Trees and other experts, that their
Yeah.
whole focus here is hand holding and providing playbooks and the plays and
Mhm.
what to do. Oh, and by the way, I'm right here over your shoulder. This is what you need to do right now. Like, this is the
Exactly.
data saying in real time, right?
Exactly.
Customer lifetime value. Folks, I hope you guys get a good understanding, man. This is the senior success specialist here for Seedless Media. All right. They've got over 150 unique clients in cannabis, focusing on retail and many of the largest brands in the space. And we're talking to the man himself here, man. You guys have already talked to Steve.
Right.
We love Steve, but we're
Yeah.
getting into
Yeah.
the meeting here with my man Elijah. All right.
Yeah.
Elijah, I'm going
Yeah.
to pump it over to the next question that we have for you here
Cool.
today.
Yes, sir.
So we talked about customer lifetime value.
Yeah.
We understand a little bit better about customer lifetime value, right? But
Yep.
help us understand some of these other important metrics that go into customer lifetime value, increasing basket size, some of the other
Yeah.
KPIs that you guys utilize that kind of go
Yeah.
hand in hand with growing that customer value.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that I'm seeing in the industry right now, which is huge, is I've been working with certain clients on really increasing their average order value. So, I have a client right now who has pretty much saturated the market that he's in right now. He's ranking #1 on Google. He's driving all the traffic. He's gathering, gobbling up all the traffic. But what I want to focus with him now is increasing that AOV, or average order value. And
Yep.
one way that we're seeing a best way to do that, especially here in the holiday season when people don't like to make decisions, are these bundle deals.
Yep.
And what I mean by bundle deals is, for example, let's say you own a dispensary. Let's say the bundle deal is you get 3.5 grams, you get a let's say a vape, 2 edibles, and
Can we run it back real quick? Because I know you can
yeah,
do this in your head. All right, you ready?
yeah,
We're gonna
yeah,
remix this. I'm gonna give you
yeah,
the scenario now. I want to see. So in like different states have different average order sizes, right? Different basket
for
sizes,
sure.
right? And so I think
Yeah,
California is somewhere like 77 in some of these markets. I
yes,
heard
sir.
some people say $120 in some of these
Yeah,
places. Phoenix, Scottsdale, some of
yeah,
these places have more money than others, right? And
yeah,
so
yeah,
walk me through, what do you do to take somebody from that, that hyper competitive, super saturated,
yeah,
bottom of the barrel pricing to that next level, right?
yep,
That's my number one. My number two is, how do you take that $75, that
yeah,
middle, we'll call it that middle class, middle tier, to that next caliber, and then how do you
mhm.
take that 120 plus up to 150 to 200, right?
Yeah,
So walk me through, and you don't have to hit those numbers exactly. Walk me
yeah,
through, because like if I'm a buyer, if I'm a manager, I'm gonna be like, yo, I don't know all these different things, and all these brands are priced differently. It's going to be too much. How do I
yeah.
take it from here to here, here to here, and here to there? Right?
No, for sure. That's a great question. You definitely got to get creative. So where I would start is I would start with, if you're a lower, like I guess lower tier pricing, and you want to get up to that next level,
The
I would definitely
grocery
start.
outlet
Yeah,
style dispensary,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I would definitely start with those bundle deals, because as I was saying, especially during this holiday season, people do not like to make decisions. So if you can get a bundle deal where they have a few different options in there, and the thing about bundle deals is they don't decrease the value of the other items that's in there. So for example, psychologically, if someone walks into a dispensary and they see something 60 or 70% off, they automatically going to assume it's not a good product. Why is this product 70% off? Why is it 60% off? It must not be, it's potent, it must be old. So when you do a bundle deal, these even though they're getting it at a, they're getting it at
That
a,
value, you're telling me that decreased value is just swoop, they forget.
yeah. Yes,
It's a
exactly.
bundle
They
deal.
forget it's a bundle deal. So they're like, oh, okay, these are great products. I'm getting all the products that I love for at a great price. So psychologically, you're and I'm serious. It really
I
works
don't doubt
because
it. It makes so
yeah,
much sense.
yes, exactly. So just small little things like that can really really elevate your brand. Those bubbles. I'm seeing a lot of people getting more and more to subscription style type of services.
So hold
So
on. So
that's
I,
getting more
I
and
need
more.
to go back. I'm
Yeah,
so sorry. So
yeah.
you're
No, you
telling
could,
me
Joe.
that if I have a bunch of, this is for all dispensaries in the country,
Yes, sir.
free game. You're
Free game.
telling me, Elijah, that if I want to do something during the holiday, Green Wednesday, Small Business Saturday,
Yes.
Black Friday, all the Thrifty Thursday, all the things, and all I got to do on those days is create a couple bundle deals. And if I take
Yes,
all of my older products and stick them in a bundle deal, I don't have to lose money on them. I can, in fact, still make my margin because the
exactly,
value is not perceptively less. And the value is also not less. It's actually
exactly,
more because it's in a holiday bundle deal.
exactly.
Free
And
game.
people don't, like I said, and people don't like to make decisions. This during this time, it's in and out, quick and go as
In and
fast as you can.
out,
People
they
are like,
hate
wait, no.
shopping more than they literally, it's just busier, right?
Oh, you got a bundle deal? Let me just go with that. Which, different tier bundle deals will really push it up there if you want
What
to.
about pricing? If you also wanted to price these bundle deals, again, talk about
Yeah,
that average order value going
yeah,
up, right?
yeah,
You price it $3 to $10 more than your normal
exactly.
basket size, right?
Yeah, yep, exactly. So, for example, if you have someone that let's just say they come in a dispensary and they spend $50. Let's just keep the numbers pretty clean. They spend $50. They buy a 3.5 of flour, and then they get a gram of concentration. Let's just say it's $50. Do a bundle deal, charge them $65. You're already increasing that by $15. So charge them $65. Give them flour, give them concentrate, give them an edible. There you go. You got a bundle
Yeah,
deal there.
the
Obviously,
single dose edibles, the single gram
yep,
pre-rolls are smaller, whether it's infused or
yep.
not. This is a
Mhm.
great opportunity to take some of those products, or the ones that are going a little bit older or slower
Yep.
sales, and
Yep.
group those in. It's
Mhm.
great. Cost plus $5, cost plus tax plus five
Yep.
bucks. Add it up
Yep.
in the bundle deal and get those items washed out fleshed out of the
Exactly.
store, spring cleaning, but in the fall, right?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
it's huge. I think that like
Yeah.
absolutely, these kinds of ideas that
Hmm.
you've already executed and proven to be valuable. Obviously, you can't replicate it brand over brand, store over store in
Exactly.
every state, right? But
Exactly.
the math, the numbers, the bundles, the psychology, you can recreate this wheel and you'll see results. It's quite simple as
Yeah.
that. And this goes back
Yeah.
to that enhanced white glove service, right, Elijah?
Yeah.
When you think about people that, like, think about the people in the regular world that are good enough to do jobs where they wear white gloves, man. They're fancy enough. They got it there. It's good enough for
Exactly.
that level of elite performance, customer
Yeah.
service, luxury, whatever we want to say. And this is what we believe everybody should have access to as a retailer is a truly
Hmm.
enhanced level of customer success. It's a combination of service, sales, data, marketing, and I would call it consistency because you have to be on it
Exactly.
every day, right?
Yep, exactly. And you get a lot of good personalities, a lot of good team members here. You get some of the best of the crop here. So you get the good personalities to go along with all the other service we provide too.
I think that's an important transition, and you and I are aligned on this episode, and we're
Yeah,
aligned on our transitions and topics. Talk to
yeah,
me a little bit about how Seedless, with such a strong focus on marketing and data, people don't exactly associate marketing and data and with all that kind of stuff with the
yeah,
culture. Elijah, I mean, think about
yeah,
it. You were
yeah,
familiar with us before getting into this ecosystem in this position. I mean, we
yeah,
come from more the culture side, but yet here we are with the marketing and the extreme value, right? Talk to me
yeah,
about what Seedless does to truly align with the cannabis industry and ultimately help align brands with success,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, it all starts internally. That's the first place that I say, and this goes for any business. How you treat each other internally will be a direct reflection of how you're going to treat your customers. So, how we treat each other here, we always asking each other how each of us is doing, how's your family doing. We spend time just getting familiar, even with your coworkers, and then once you start doing that amongst them, it's easy for that to trickle down into the customers. You know, what I mean, that same experience that they get internally, you want that to be reflected towards the customers. So that's one way that we practice our white glove service or our customer service internally, and then that way it bleeds directly to our customers. So like I said, this is something that our whole team believes in, and it's something that we practice day in and day out, and then that ultimately leads to success a lot of the times.
You gotta have a good internal culture. And to quote
Yeah,
the Big Brothers, there's no SOP for culture.
yeah,
It's it's a daily effort. It's
yeah,
a
exactly,
human effort, right? It's
exactly,
a certain type of person cares enough about their success that they want others to win and succeed. And that culture, you keep using this word reflect, this reflective,
yeah,
it's reflective. That will reflect from the internal to the external from there. I think that's super important. You guys align with
yeah,
groups like us. We align with group with all kinds of cool groups,
yeah,
putting people on, and that in turn also connects and creates a strong an ecosystem.
yeah,
I almost said sphere, but it's kind of like we got our own little 360 group here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure. I
All
definitely
right,
think people, yeah,
let's keep it pushing, Elijah. We got
yes,
some more
sir,
stuff to talk about. Actually, you know what? You have this perfectly in place. We're gonna talk
yeah,
the culture of Seedless Media. You know,
yeah,
you were just talking to it about the internal culture. It all starting
hmm,
there, right? And how once the internal side is taken care of, people care. They show that they care. They actually truly care. It's not just a demonstration. That
yeah,
reflection trickles down to the customer. I think that when you're creating a team, and then your team's job and role in business is to work with other teams and get their teams to align and grow and succeed. A lot of moving parts have to
yeah,
be in conjunction, right? And
exactly.
be flowing together. Talk to me about the culture of Seedless and how you guys flow.
Yeah, so we got a pretty cool culture. We're pretty laid back here. We also keep it professional. You see, I got my Rick and Morty seedless shirt on today. So, like I said, we like to keep it. Like I said, we're working with cannabis, so we like to keep it pretty cool. But we're we're experts and we're serious about what we do. So we have a lot of fun times, but it's also a lot of hard work for sure. We spend a lot of time strategizing amongst the team. So not only do you have your own expertise that you're bringing to the table, but you have a team of experts here as well. So we're able to come together and strategize on a lot of different campaigns. Say if a campaign is having a little bit of hiccup, and go to my team members who are also experts, and we sit down and we figure out ways like, hey, we're going to get this done, and we figure out ways to make it happen for sure. So that's a little bit about
I want to tap in on that. I want to peel that back a little bit. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
So when I was talking with Steve, both offline and in the podcast, he talked to the fact about when you guys sell certain services, we'll say some of the programmatic ads, right?
Yeah.
And you guys, sometimes you have to create assets, right? Your social media, you have to create assets. And you guys create, I believe, 9 iterations of assets, 9 different sets, right? With you as a client success manager, with the clients, what is it like in your onboarding process, but also to navigating 9 iterations and then performance advertising over time? Can you please, because for somebody that doesn't know what any of that is, or maybe that they're not used to that much, that project feels and sounds like it might be a lot, right? Walk me through what that's like and how you guys navigate that and helping somebody get through those onboarding and those early phases with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. So just leaning back on what we've been talking about this entire time, white glove services, that's where it starts. People are paying for experience, so you don't have to worry about doing the heavy lifting. That's what I'm for. I'll be doing all the heavy lifting. The most let's just stick to programmatic display, for example. Let's say we're going to get some creatives up for the month of November. Let's say we're going to do Green Wednesday. I would have been hitting you up around October 15th, like, hey, man, we got Green Wednesday coming up next month. What are you thinking about running for some deals? After you shoot me over a few promo deals, I'm like, okay, cool. I'll get some ads created around this, whatever, the inspiration that I need around your deals. So once you send me over the deals that you would like to run, or if you need some help, putting together those deals, I can help you strategize those deals.
And they can 100% rely on you guys if they don't want to have to come up with their own.
Yes, exactly. If you need promo deals, I have a whole bank ready to go, some deals that we can try. And
in your professional senior level opinion, Elijah, do retailers ever bring you anything good in the deals? Or are you pretty much doing most of them? Because in my world, if you're the AI, I'm kind of more relying on the AI now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm realizing in a lot of areas of my life that I'm not as good as I
am. No, for sure. I would just say I'm a little tired of seeing the BOGO deals. I think we all are. Like, I think we can be a lot more creative than what we're coming up with. So I will say it's about half and half. Like, sometimes they'll come with a set of deals. And what I do every month for them, and this really helps them get creative, I do competitor research. So all their competitors in their area, I'll see what they're running, and I'll see what we can still mix up and make even better. So they really enjoy that when I take care of that, because they don't have time. Business owners don't have time.
Yeah, no, that's the real thing. When you send the scouts out to scout the ops, and that's just come on, bro. That's the real analysis that people aren't doing. It's funny that you say that, because I have done that for a couple of my employers in the past, and all that did was frustrate them, because they were just like, wow, you really spent time. And I was like, not only that, but I just checked out 25 of these. Like, this is exactly what our competitors are doing. Deal for deal, time for time. This is what they bought. I mean, bro, you can look at Weed Maps and Leafly, and you can look at Google, and depending on where you're at, you can straight up kind of tell, like, yo, they're spending some money here. They're doubling down on advertising in this area, right? Like, things like that are pretty indicative and reflective of what someone's spending on budgets and what they deem as important.
Exactly. I'll quote a little Batman here, since it's my favorite superhero. Batman Begins says, always be aware of your surroundings. So that's important. Always be aware of your surroundings and what the competition is doing. We want to make sure that we're aligned, that we're not overpricing people, because of course it's going to lead to, people going to other places, or we don't want to make sure we're underpricing ourselves. So just being familiar with your environment is very important. So I take care of all of that. And then, as I was saying, to get us back on track, we were talking about the creatives after they send me the promo. So after they send me the promo deals, or I help you with some promo deals, then I'll go and create these different ads for you. So what I'll do is I'll create one size, and then after you be really creative. And I wish I had something pulled up, but maybe another time. But
they can honestly go on respectmyregion.com and check out some of the ads that Seedless makes. You guys actually have your own ads on our site right now.
Okay, cool, perfect. Well, they can go check that out. They go see some ads that we've created. So then after I send it over through email, like, hey, do I have your approval to push this forward? And if you say yes, then that's when I go into creating all the different sizes. And then after that, your job is done. I go ahead and take it care, make sure I get it out to our publishers, make sure everything is approved, and then boom, we're set to go. So a lot of the times I just need really just to most of the times I really just need the promo deals. But like I said, if you need help with those, we can definitely assist in creating some of those for you too.
That's so awesome, man. Like the
Yeah.
curation, the analysis, the
Yes.
truly the dedication. You know, I'm a Raiders fan. You all see this. The
Yeah.
commitment to operational excellence is really
Yeah.
what astounds me from a Seedless perspective, because a lot of people do try to do too much. And initially with
Yeah.
Seedless, I was concerned because it wasn't like, oh yeah, we're do this. Steve was confident about, yo, we're really good at all of these things.
Yeah.
And also very confident in looking at what else is out there
Yeah.
and saying, no, I totally understand and I see where the value is, but you know, we definitely have our methods of doing things, and a
Exactly.
lot of what makes Seedless difference. What makes Seedless different? Well, there's a couple things. One is this enhanced white glove service, and we'll
Yep.
get in. We'll do another episode, Elijah, where we get into the dashboard and the
Yes,
reporting
sir.
and the
Yeah.
technology layers, because
Yeah.
although people, again, and I said this at the beginning, a lot of people
Yeah.
say customer service, customer service, customer service, but
Exactly.
ultimately when you get into the nitty gritty of your guys' process and the culture of Seedless Media, you guys definitely do a little bit more than just, not just say just the minimum, but the
Yeah.
growing of revenue. There's a little bit more, if not a lot more effort there. And then I know that the technology side of it is pretty robust, to say the
Yeah.
least. And so that level of, I'll call it enhanced value, is quite significant because of, I mean, it's a $5+ million dashboard. So
Yeah. No,
the
for sure.
reality of the reporting and those kinds of things are pretty powerful there as well.
Yeah.
Now, before we get you out of here, Elijah, I want to make sure that we get anything else that you've got sitting on your chest off of your chest. And so, what else would you like the people to know about Seedless, about you, or any of those kinds of things in that realm?
Yeah. One last thing that I would like to hit on before we get up out of here, for enhancing white glove services, one of the most important things that you can do is have a proactive approach. Identify the problems before they become problems and act on them. That way, you can always be seen as the expert, and then that way, it also shows your clients that you really care about them. And it's the same for your customers as well. If you have a customer that's coming in regularly and you know what they like, we should be on top of that. For if there's going to be any issues, we should already be on top of that. So by taking a proactive approach, not only helps businesses like ours, but as well as dispensaries or e-com or whatever you have as well. So that's something that I would like to leave with everybody: is always be proactive and not reactive.
Proactive, not reactive. You know what we say where I'm from in RMR? Stay ready so you don't got to get ready. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
And I say that
Yeah,
often, all the time, y'all. Now, what does that
yeah,
realistically look like, Elijah? That
yeah.
realistically, that looks like proactively trying to stay informed about topics. Every
Exactly.
single month, even every quarter at the lowest, at the slowest, you should be looking into updated marketing and the restrictions and the regulations. I should be checking that all the time. When it comes
Yep.
to SEO and Google AdWords and programmatic ads and websites and content, staying up to date with what the other marketers are doing is huge. But something that most people do not have time for, because it's quite time intensive, is
Hmm.
the competitive analysis.
Exactly.
You can study and study and study, but if you don't know what you're looking at and how and what to do, then just because you tried getting ready doesn't mean you stayed ready, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Trying is not the same as straight up hiring people who know what they're doing
Hmm.
to be great at it. And
Exactly.
let's be real too. Go back to that yesterday's price, not today's price. Every day you're wasting
Hmm.
trying to do it yourself, trying to learn, taking that time, the price goes up. Another dispensary is opening up. Someone's running an ad and getting a better deal. Someone's running an ad right under your nose because you're not watching. This is the reality of business and marketing in 2024, 2025. Elijah, has it ever been easier to do what we do? No.
No, it is not.
No, it is not.
A lot of competition out there for sure.
The
Yes,
tools
there
are
is.
there. The education,
Yeah,
we were talking, the university educations, the talent from kids these days, the ability
yeah,
to create. Canva just came out with a whole nother suite of goodies for us to
yeah,
utilize. You don't even
exactly.
need to pay for some of these other programs anymore. It's
Yeah.
that easy now, folks. Now,
Yeah.
make sure that you guys, if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out. Elijah, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you specifically if they'd like to schedule a meeting or a call? I know that's not your job in terms of the
Yeah.
sales and getting all that, but how can people reach out
Yeah.
if they have questions for you specifically?
Yeah, for sure. So you can just reach out to my email, elijah@smservices.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn too. It's just Elijah Cleary. And you'll
Easy.
be able to see I'm linked to Seedless and everything.
And
So
I tagged you on
any
my
questions?
post. I posted on LinkedIn
Cool.
earlier in the middle of the episode. So
Cool.
anybody that wants to tap in there, you guys can see him on my LinkedIn post there.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate that, Joey, for sure.
Come on, man. Big love. Big shout out to Seedless
Yeah.
Media, y'all. Full
Yeah.
service marketing agency. They are the power / sponsor of our podcast network. Big shout out to Steve, the entire team there. Dylan, Justine, my guy Elijah here, man. I appreciate you guys. It's been a pleasure to get to know you and hang out with you today, Elijah. And thank you for sharing the game. For those of you guys watching, this was episode 115 of the RMR Podcast. I am Joey JayPing. And today we talked about enhancing white glove services, specifically in the realm of marketing and customer and client success in the world of cannabis. This is the cannabis industry. Man, RMR, baby, your go-to place for all this kind of stuff. I hope you guys got some game today. Whatever you do, talk shit about me, but show love to them, and we'll catch you guys.